Vaccine mandates are racist. Yeah, I said it. And I'm going to tell you why they are racist. So, in actual data that comes from the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, you remember with everybody saying trust the science, these are numbers that are coming from the CDC. Black Americans are the least likely group in America to be vaccinated, to want to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this is for a lot of different reasons, and I wouldn't deign to speculate why millions of Black Americans have decided not to take the vaccine, but it could have something to do with massive distrust of government when it comes to medical decisions that comes from the Tuskegee Experiment. If you do not know what the Tuskegee Experiment is, it was a study that was done in the 1930s where they took a bunch of Black men that had syphilis, and they claimed that they were treating these men for bad blood or whatever, but they were actually doing nothing to these men. They were using them as guinea pigs to discover what happens to the human body when syphilis is left untreated. And this was a point in time where they already knew that penicillin cured syphilis, right? So these were Black Americans that were being experimented on by the government. These were government-run organizations. Now, I'm not going to say that every single Black person in the world that doesn't want to take the COVID-19 vaccine is not taking it because of the Tuskegee Experiment, but I've got to tell you that there is some connection that is going on between those two. So Black people are the most vaccine hesitant out of any other population. We are the least likely to want to take that vaccine. So now, when you have a mandate, as they do in the city of New York, that says that you cannot go into bars, you cannot go into restaurants, you cannot go into gyms, you cannot go into movie theaters, you cannot go into public spaces if you are not vaccinated against the coronavirus. This is basically disproportionately affecting the African Americans in that city that have decided not to take the vaccine. So yes, that makes the vaccine mandates racist. Yes, I said it. And the reason why you're not hearing a lot about this data, the reason why you're not hearing a lot about this angle is because this goes against everything the mainstream media is doing to try to push the coronavirus vaccine on African Americans who do not want it. And back to the CDC, there is another study. Basically, the rates of vaccination for African Americans in virtually every state in this country are lower than their actual percentage and proportion of the population. So what this is saying, with that data, with the other data that I talked to you about, Black Americans do not want this vaccine. And in order to mandate vaccination, in order to participate in public life in the way that you would go to a bar or a restaurant or a movie theater or anything else that is disproportionately affecting African Americans that are choosing not to take this vaccine, so those vaccine mandates are racist.